The Kingdom of Kush, a powerful yet often overlooked civilization, arose along the fertile banks of the Nile River in what is now modern-day Sudan, around 780 BC 2500 BCE. In a region commonly overshadowed by Egypt's grandeur, Kush quietly developed into a prosperous and influential society whose legacy remains profound. Long before Kush emerged as a recognizable empire, Nubia, the land where Kush would flourish, was rich in natural resources. The Nile's yearly flooding provided abundant harvests, and the surrounding land yielded precious gold, ivory, and ebony. These riches enabled Kush to establish early trade relationships with Egypt, marking the beginning of a complicated bond that would span centuries. This early period, anchored by the bustling city of Kerma, saw Kush transform from scattered settlements into an organized, vibrant society. Yet, with prosperity came tension. Around 1500 BCE, Egypt, hungry for the valuable resources Kush controlled, decided trade alone was insufficient. Egyptian pharaohs sent armies into Nubia, swiftly overpowering the region and establishing direct control. Kush endured centuries of occupation, marked by hardship, cultural suppression, and forced labor. However, even during occupation, Kushites skillfully maintained their cultural identity, subtly resisting total assimilation. They continued to speak Nubian languages and adapted Egyptian culture in ways that reflected their traditions, a resilience that would later enable their remarkable resurgence. Egypt's influence deeply reshaped Kush. Egyptian gods and symbols became central to religious life, yet Kushites practiced their faith distinctly, blending Egyptian elements with indigenous beliefs. Temples built during this era stood as symbols of both oppression and cultural adaptation. Despite external control, Kush was quietly accumulating knowledge, administration, construction techniques, writing, which would soon empower its resurgence. The decline of Egypt around 1070 BCE presented Kush with a unique opportunity. From the shadows of foreign rule, Kush re-emerged stronger than ever, establishing Napata as its new capital. Napata was strategically placed near the sacred mountain, Jebel Barkal, revered as the dwelling place of Amun, Kush's primary deity. This spiritual connection deeply strengthened Napata's political influence, laying the groundwork for the remarkable events that followed. In one of history's most fascinating reversals, Kush, once a colony, turned conqueror. Under King Pi's ambitious leadership around 750 BCE, Kush's armies marched north, capturing a fragmented Egypt. The resulting Black Pharaohs of the 25th Dynasty not only ruled Egypt, but reinvigorated it, restoring ancient temples, promoting traditional religious practices, and ushering in a period of stability and cultural revival. Yet even as they ruled, Kushite pharaohs were seen as outsiders by Egyptians, respected yet distinct. This era of Kushite dominance in Egypt ended abruptly in 671 BCE with the Assyrian Empire's invasion. The Assyrians were formidable opponents, armed with iron weaponry and disciplined armies. After fierce battles, Kush was pushed back southward, once more forced into retreat. Yet, remarkably, defeat did not break Kush's spirit. Instead, it sparked a new era of innovation and growth further south, centered around the city of Meroë. Meroe, free from Egyptian influence, marked the kingdom's most prosperous and culturally distinct period. Here, Kush developed its writing system, known as Meroitic, a script whose mysteries still intrigue scholars today. Iron production in Meroe reached extraordinary levels, fueling extensive trade networks across Africa, Europe, and Asia. This industrial success, however, eventually carried unintended consequences. Extensive deforestation needed for iron smelting gradually degraded the environment, resulting in severe agricultural struggles. During this golden age, Meroe became a vibrant hub of art and culture. Pottery, jewelry, and textiles produced by Kushite craftsmen were highly prized throughout the ancient world. Wealth generated from trade-funded extensive public works, including temples, palaces, and the famous Meroitic pyramids, distinctively steep and numerous compared to those in Egypt. Society in Meroe was notably progressive, characterized by the prominent role of women in leadership and governance. Queens held positions of significant authority, often ruling independently. Among the most renowned was Queen Amanirenas, who led Kushite forces against Roman invasions in 24 BCE. With determination and strategic skill, Amanirenas managed to secure a favorable peace treaty from the Roman Empire, a remarkable feat given Rome's usual dominance. Other powerful queens, such as Amanishakheto and Amanitore, contributed significantly to Kushite culture and economy, commissioning temples and public infrastructure projects, which bolstered internal stability and fostered civic pride. Their reigns further exemplified Kush's unique cultural ethos, where gender roles were more balanced compared to many contemporary civilizations. Despite these strengths, environmental degradation due to extensive deforestation increasingly undermined Kush's stability. Iron smelting's demand for fuel gradually stripped the land of trees, weakening agricultural productivity and causing food shortages. These hardships strained Kush's internal cohesion, setting the stage for political fragmentation. The rise of new trade routes bypassing Nubia also significantly impacted Kush's economic dominance. Traders and merchants shifted toward coastal routes along the Red Sea, isolating Kush economically. These external economic pressures, combined with internal instability, left Kush increasingly vulnerable. Around 350 CE, the kingdom faced its final crisis as Aksum, an ambitious empire rising from modern-day Ethiopia, seized the moment. Recognizing Kush's weakened state, Aksum invaded and captured Meroe decisively. This defeat marked the effective end of Kush as a regional power, leading to the slow abandonment of the once great city. However, the cultural legacy of Kush survived long beyond its political collapse. Innovations in ironworking significantly influenced metallurgy across Africa, facilitating the spread of technology and economic development. The blending of Egyptian and Nubian traditions profoundly shaped regional cultures and societies, leaving an indelible mark on the historical identity of Northeast Africa. Today, the remains of Kushite pyramids, temples, and fortresses stand as enduring symbols of a civilization that navigated complex relationships, conquered adversity, and contributed richly to human history. The story of Kush, a tale of quiet resilience and remarkable adaptability, continues to captivate historians, archaeologists, and the world, reminding us that history often hides profound achievements within the shadows of larger empires.